So while I was in college working at an herb shop, simultaneously, I was studying art education, and my first, previous to being an herbalist, I became an art teacher. And I'm talking about that today because I always felt like it was really important for myself to make art as a healing tool. And I feel like it's something I want to express and emphasize today for you. So before I get into the rest of the video, if you could just like, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment, check out my description down below. There you will find my link tree, which links to all of the links that are either mine or ones that I have an affiliate link with and get a percentage when you shop through those links. And that helps this channel, helps me to make more free videos. Okay, so this is called a rug hooking, and it is basically a mini rug. So this is what's called monk's cloth. It's a very tight weave. It's almost like canvas, like if you were an artist, not as tight as canvas, and you paint on canvas. Although I probably could paint on this. I could probably stretch it and then prime it and be able to paint on it, but not as tight as canvas. And this design is made by wool strips that I cut from pieces of wool. Now you can use yarn and you can use other materials besides wool. So rug hooking became popular in colonial America when before there were factories and there were no rugs. Women and children, and I think sometimes the entire family, would in the evening sit around. They would use old sacks like from potatoes or other kinds of dried goods, and it wasn't monk's cloth, but it was some kind of sack fabric, and they would use hooked nails to pull strips of cloth through the material to make rugs for their homes, probably for beauty and charm, but also for warmth and to have a purpose for the old material pieces that they might have had. And if you have one of those old rugs, I'd love to hear about it. So now we have factories, of course, that make us rugs in no time, and you can buy a rug anywhere for a cheap price. Of course, it's always better, more appreciative when you have something handmade and costly. But what I make are small, like mini rugs, or they often can be wall hangings, or you can put them on tables or bookshelves or some kind of decorative like runner for a flat surface. And this one, if you cannot tell, is a beehive. Here are the two bees. And I have some. I'd love you to tell me what flowers these are. I don't think I'll spoil it. If anyone knows, tell me what they are. But this is my favorite my favorite art medium for creative purposes. And so what I wanted to share today was the emphasis on choosing something that you like to do creatively and doing it on a regular basis. It's very good for the nervous system. And it's also good for inspiration from receiving an inspired idea. So below in the comments, let me know what you like to do art-wise. Is it painting, drawing, dancing, cooking, baking? And when was the last time you let yourself do so? Because oftentimes we do not let ourselves take the time to make art. It seems frivolous. And if we're not getting paid for it, we might not feel like there's a point. But there is a point. And there is a great need for creative people, creative souls. So let me know what you like to make. And come again real soon. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting strips of wool, and I do this by hand. There is a little machine that that does it, but I use the scissors from art school. I learned to cut in a straight line. The tool that I just held up, gosh, there is a history on that. There was like a woman who invented this rug hooking hook. Before that, they used hooked or bent nails or whatever that could, go through the cloth and pull the little loops up. So I'm just going to demonstrate here. It's I'm holding the frame at a weird angle, so I'm not as fast as I normally would be, but I want to just demonstrate. It might seem tedious, but it's really relaxing. And watching the design come together is just so satisfying. I just really love it. I used to paint a lot, and before I went to art school, like I was, painting all the time. But I find that the paints are very irritating to my skin, my hands. I do get like contact dermatitis easily. And so to avoid that, I found fiber arts to be equally satisfying, just like weaving together colors, and they do not, the fibers don't bother my hands at all. And rug hooking was something that I didn't learn in college. I learned from a neighbor where I used to live, and so grateful that she came and taught me how to do this really fun, I don't know if I would call it a craft. It's like, it is an art form. So I'm cutting another piece of wool, black in color mainly. There's some like pinstripes, and I'm going to do the center of the flower, which I almost just gave away the name of the flower. I want you to be able to tell me what flower I am creating here in this design. But this is like an unusual video for me. I really hope that it's a blessing to you. I hope I can encourage you to get out your colored pencils, get out your paints, take some photographs, cook something. Just take some time to create and be happy in that short period of time that you're just creating, whether it's a gift for someone or something you can enjoy at home. But I do believe that God, in his creating of us, put into each of us creation itself.